Here we are with your 7A Summative Review. Let's check it out. Front side is exponential equations. And our points pattern for exponentials is -1, 1 over b, 0, 1, 1, b. What is our b number? The base of our exponent is 1/4. Okay, so a little bit tricky here. Maybe we'll write small. 1 over 1/4. Think of a fourth as a quarter, 0.25, 25 cents. How many quarters go into one full dollar? 4. So when you're dividing 1 by 1/4, it's going to turn into a 4. 0, 1. And we'll have 1, 1/4. Also, the -1, 1 over b, that's always a flip. So if you have 1/4, it flips to be 4. If you had 4, it would be flipped to be 1 over 4. Then we have this times 2 in the front. We're going to take all the y's times 2. All the y's times 2. -1, 8. 0, 2. 1, a fourth times another fourth, a quarter times with another quarter, we have 50 cents or half a dollar. Okay, so we plug in our b value, boom, boom, boom. Multiplier always goes to the y coordinates. So here we are, -1, 8. 0, 2, 1, a half. Exponentials are going to have horizontal asymptotes. We did not have any plus or minus to move it up and down, so it stays right there on the x-axis, which is the line y equals 0. Okay, so we're up, we're coming down and flattening out. Okay, our domain, we're going forever right, and we are slowly going forever left. So domain is going to be all real numbers. Our range, we go forever up. We don't go forever down. We never touch or never cross that x-axis or y equals 0. So all our y's are greater than 0. All of these that are not all real numbers should be greater thans or less thans. Never going to be the or equal to's because they are approaching an asymptote, so they will never touch it. Okay, we'll do number 1, and we'll drop down and do number 4. I think it took this much space earlier. So if we do number 4 right here. Okay, exponentials. So we have -1, 1 over b, 0, 1, 1b. Okay, our b is 4 this time, regular 4. So -1 is the flip, will be -1, 1 over 4. And 1, b, 1, 4. First step is always the multiplier. We have a half. Y times a half. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. Okay, only to the y's. So -1, 1/8. 0, 1/2. And 1, 2. Half. Okay, now we can do left, right, up, downs. X's are opposite, so we're actually going to be adding 2 to the x's, -3 from the y's. I know some of you like to go xy, xy, xy. I like to do that sometimes, but for the most part, I do all the x's, 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 and then come back and get the y's, y's, y's. This is going to be a little bit tight for me with my big handwriting, so I'm going to slide down. So -1 plus 2 should be +1. I'll come back and get that. 0 plus 2 1 plus 2 is going to be 3. Okay? Now, this is the tricky part. 1/8 minus 3. Okay, we're going to have a little scientific calculator. We're not having our graphing calculator. So 1 divided by 8 minus 3, negative 2.875. Now that decimal ends, so you could just write it out with 3 decimals. Do not round that to negative 2.9. No, no, no. Negative 2.875 if you're going to go decimal. Otherwise, let's leave it as a fraction. How do you do a fraction? Well, you can think about it. 1/8, I'm going to go minus 3. Think about it the other way. You are at negative 3 and you're adding 1/8. It'd be negative 2 and 7/8. Okay, or if you want to do it with a fraction bar, we can do 1 fraction bar. There's ABC button. 8 minus 3. And then it should give it back to you as a fraction. Negative 2 and 7/8. Okay, that's going to be a tricky part on your test if you get something that's not like a half or a fourth or a third. You have to think a little bit. Okay? Half minus 3, that's not too bad. That's going to be negative 2.5. And 2 minus 3 is going to be negative 1. Okay, so 1 comma negative 2 and 7/8, basically negative 3. 2 comma negative 2.5 and 3 comma negative 1. Remember, our exponentials are going to have horizontal asymptotes. This was minus 3, so it's going to slide our horizontal asymptote down 3. We're at y equals negative 3. Just scooting right above that asymptote line. So domain, again, should be all real numbers. You can use the fancy R if you want. In our range, we're all the y's that are bigger than negative 3. Okay, so that's exponentials. You're going to have to check number 2 and 3 on the answer key. I'm only doing half of them with you today. Rewind and watch those exponentials again if you need to see it again. Okay, logs are the inverse of exponentials, so everything's going to be flip-flopped. Okay, instead of negative 1 comma 1 over b, we're going to have 1 over b comma negative 1. 0 comma 1 turns into 1 comma 0, and 1 comma b turns into b comma 1. The points are flip-flopped, domain and range is flip-flopped, and the asymptotes should be flip-flopped. Okay, so on this back side, they're all log base 2, and I just changed one thing, added one additional piece to it every time, so you can kind of see what each number does and how each number changes it. Okay, they're not all log base 2. You're probably not going to be log base 2 on the test. Okay, it's probably going to be something else. Okay, but that base number, log base 2, that is your b number. Okay, so 2 is going to go in for all the b's. So we got 1 over 2 comma negative 1. Okay. And that's it. There's no left, right. There's no up, down. There's no multiplier. And yes, you will have a nice one like that. As per the rubric, you will have one like that on the test. Just a standard log. Okay, so we got half, positive half, comma negative 1. 1 comma 0. 2 comma 1. Alright, those dots look like they are all in a straight line. What is going on? Remember that logs come from trees, and trees grow up and down. We got vertical asymptote this time. Can't really see it. That's going to be at x equals 0, or the y-axis. So now that helps me like, oh yeah, here we go. We're coming right up this and over and out. So the points were flipped from the previous one. The asymptote's flipped. It was horizontal, now it's vertical, and the domain and range is going to flip. Before, the domain was all real numbers and the range was special. Now the range is going to be all real numbers because it goes up and down forever. See, down forever, up forever. And the domain is going to be special. Okay? It doesn't go past here. I'm not using these x's. I'm just using x's that are greater than 0. Alright, take that in. Maybe rewind it if you want to watch that again, because that was the basic log. You've got to have it. Alright, and let's do one with just left, right, up, down, no multiplier. I'm going to save the multiplier for you to do. Remember that multiplier goes to the y coordinates, and that goes first. Okay? Let's see, we'll probably take to there. Alright, so we got 1 over b, comma negative 1. 1, 0, b1. Our b number is 2. Half, comma negative 1. 1, 0, 2, 1. Remember, it's not always going to be a 2, so don't get in that habit. It could be whatever number is there. Now, left, right, up, downs. First off, there's no multiplier. That's what you would do first. And those multipliers always go to y's. Okay, nothing there. Now we're going to do a left, right, up, downs. X's are opposite, so we're going to be x minus 3 and y minus 4. So half minus 3, negative 2.5, comma, we'll come back and get it in a minute. 1 minus 3, we have negative 2. 2 minus 3, we got negative 1. Negative 1 minus 4, we got negative 5. 0 minus 4, we got negative 4. 1 minus 4, we got negative 3. So there's our dots for number 7. Negative 2.5, negative 5. Negative 2, negative 4. Negative 1, negative 3. Looks a little funny. Okay, remember logs, trees, vertical asymptotes. Okay, and vertical asymptotes can slide left and right. X plus 3, opposite, actually moves things left 3. So our vertical asymptote is at negative 3. And now that helps me, like, okay, here's the steep part, and we're coming over and out like this. Okay, our domain is going to be special. We're not on this side. We're only over here. So my x's are greater than negative 3, and my range should be all real numbers. All right. Check 6 and 8 on the answer key. Okay, if you need to rewind that, let me know. Stop in and see me in the morning if you need extra help. Good luck on your test.